am not eligible to speak anything about Prabhuji, but I will try my best to give a brief introduction about him. Prabhuji, if I will make any mistake while giving your introduction, please forgive me and correct me also. His Grace Sanatan Dharma Prabhuji is a disciple of His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj. Prabhuji is a teacher of higher Vedic sciences and studies at ISKCON NVCC Pune. He has been a spiritual practitioner and mentor for more than a decade. Prabhuji is currently serving as a head of Bhakti Yoga Club Kharadi, an initiative of ISKCON Pune to widen the Krishna conscious outreach programs. Academically, he is a mechanical engineer from NIT Trichy who went on to work as a senior manager in Tata Motors Pune. Prabhuji was inspired by His Grace Radheshyam Prabhuji's Radheshyam Prabhuji's scientific presentation of God-conscious philosophy and dedicated his life for the service of Srila Prabhupada and humanity at large. He is an eloquent speaker in applied and higher Vedic sciences. His lectures are full of practical applications and timeless wisdom. These are especially relevant to today's youth, corporates, and leaders. He offers seminars on various topics, which includes proactive leadership, self-management, positive thinking, time management, stress management, and value education. He also speaks on core spirituality from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and other Vedic literatures. He visits various educational institutions and multinational companies. He is mentoring over 100 plus youth across India and abroad. Let's welcome Prabhuji by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and then Prabhuji will take over the call. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Now I am requesting Prabhuji to take over the call and provide the nectar of today's topic to all of us. Hare Krishna, Hare Bol. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Amit Prabhu for having me here, introducing me here. I humbly request all the youth to please turn on the videos. I would like to see who all youth have come here. It'd be very nice if you all can turn on your videos because I don't want to be talking to black boxes. Yes, please. I guess Amit Prabhu, there are no youth here.
You and me are youth, Prabhuji.
Oh, thanks. Leela Prabhu is youth that way.
Yes, Leela Prabhuji is youth. Okay. I think.
Prabhuji, yeah. Mihika, Drashita, Haridev.
No, I don't. I only see. Seeing is believing. That's my philosophy.
Okay.
My philosophy is seeing is believing. So, okay, Haridev is here. Haridev, is that your name? Yes, Haridev. Nice to have you here. Anyone else is here?
Youths, please turn on your camera. Please, it is humble request.
What I've done is I've asked everybody to start video. Okay. So we have Darshita ji. Okay. Hare Krishna. Anybody else want to be a part of this youth forum? Mihika, are you here?
No. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, you're here. Please turn on your video. Who else? Who else? All right. I guess slowly, as we get to know each other, you will turn on your video. Okay. Revati Mataji, thank you. Hare Krishna. Well, we'll start with prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasa Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. Very happy to be with all of you. So there's one special prayer which we sing before we start the Ramayana. This is a prayer from Ramayana. Apadam sarvakartaram dhataram sarva samshayam lokabhiramam Shri Ramam bhuyo bhuyo namamyaham. Hare Krishna. That means I again and again offer my respects and namaskars and pranams bhuyo bhuyo namami unto whom lokabhiramam Shri Ramam, that Lord Ramachandra who is giving a lot of pleasure, who gives ananda, who gives bliss to everybody who hears about him. Yes, Ramayana or Ram Katha is so nectarian, so blissful that even Lord Ram sat to hear Ram Katha. And he did not sit in the place of a king to hear Ram Katha. He went and sat among the local crowd. He went to and took the general seat to go and listen to the Ram Katha. Yes. And what does he do? Apadam sarva tartaram. He takes away all the miseries, anxieties, problems from the life of his devotee. Yes. And he provides shelter and destroys all doubts and negativity. Correct. So such a Lord Ramachandra is to be sought shelter of. So I wanted to ask all of you, my dear friends, how many of you have acquainted to Ramayana to some degree at least? Some idea of Ramayana? Okay. Radhe Govinda Mataji, Mihika has some knowledge of Ramayana. All right. Anyone else has something or some other? Okay. I mean, Haridev, you're quite acquainted with Ramayana. Anybody else? All right. So what I've decided to do is I've decided to do this as a series. We'll be doing a series of lectures whenever I'm called. And what we'll be focusing on, we'll be focusing on one particular episode, may not be chronologically, we'll not go right from beginning Balkand till the Yuddha Kand, but we will take some very, very thrilling, exciting, adventurous sections from Ramayana, and we will try to dwell deep into the lessons that that episode is trying to teach us. And that would be a focus in such topics. And wherever possible, what I'll be trying to do is I'll be trying to give you some notes and we'll be reading from it and discussing. That's how we'll try to do it. And in some cases, well, I'll be telling a storyline and asking you all to deduce some lessons from it. Okay. So you have every right to turn on your video. You have every right to turn on even your microphone. And you wish to add a point, you want to talk, you're most welcome. Okay. I just wanted to read out what's put in the comment. One whole youth group today is unable to attend due to heavy snow in the East Coast. I'll make sure that they attend from next week onwards. Toronto and Harrisburg too. Video. Okay. We definitely pray for them that let them be Krishna conscious in the snow. But definitely we'll try to be Krishna conscious without the snow. All right. Okay. And I'm really hoping to have you all to make friends, and I want to see all of you who are here, because unless you see, how do you relate to person, right? So we don't want black boxes. At least turn on some video in case you're shy. Yes, you're shy. Yes, point your video towards something else, something else which is happening. I'm sick and tired of these black boxes. So something that's happening. You have a ceiling fan, you can put it there. You have something else that's happening, put it there. But I want some animate things to go on. You put it on your parents, there's no problem. But just switch on the videos, right? I want to see it. It'd be very nice. Okay. So Hanuman is one of the very, very prime characters of the Ramayana. And it is said actually, Harikatha, more than it is about Hari, it is always about the Haridasas, the devotees of the Lord. So similarly, in Ramayana, the most eminent, prominent, and central figure in this entire series is actually Hanuman. Yes, Hanuman is one of the legendary characters in Ramayana. He's one of the heroes of Ramayana. And it's very essential that we take blessings from Hanuman, know about Hanuman before we embark on this journey. What we're going to do is we're going to have a small glimpse, of the birth and history of Hanuman. And yes, birth and history of Hanuman was told by Agastya Muni to Ramachandra. See, what an amazing personality is Ramachandra. Ramchandra was so meek and humble. He would listen and learn from people. Ramachandra had only two activities to do. He would only do two things in his life. Number one, he would be practicing his bow and arrow. Yes, he would practice. Because Ramchandra doesn't need to chant holy name. That is required for all of us. He's God. He doesn't have to do chanting. Yes, so he would practice his using his bow and arrow. He'd keep practicing archery. That was one thing that he would do. And in other time, what else he would do in other time? Other time, he would go and learn. He would go and listen to three types of people. Yes. Number one, he would go and listen to Jnana Vriddha. Jnana means knowledge, and Vriddha means somebody who's superior to your knowledge. Yes, he would go and listen to the people who are Jnana Vriddha, people superior to knowledge. Number two, he would listen to people who are Shila Vriddha. Shila Vriddha means who are superior in qualities and character. He'd go and listen to them. And number three is Vayo Vriddha, people who are senior to him by age and experience. He would go sit and learn from them. So we can see that how eager is Lord Ramachandra. He's Maryada Purushottam. Any activity that is done by Lord Ramachandra is an activity which is exhibited to teach the humanity and mankind a very profound lesson. And the lesson, two lessons that we can learn from the activities of Ramachandra, especially in his youth. I'm talking about Ramachandra in his youth, right? And how many of you know Hindi? Just have raise of hands. Mihika, good. Divya, Haridev, Hindi? You know Hindi? A little bit. Okay. A basic at least. I'm not asking for proficiency in Hindi. Yes, so it is said that those youth, now this is a quote made by Sanatan Dharma Pr, so don't take it seriously, but don't take it to the heart. The quote is, those youth, I'm just talking about youth, who turn on the videos are actually youth, and those youth who don't turn on the videos are bhoot, the ghost. So I don't want to see bhoot, I want to see youth, so please turn on your videos and let's keep interacting, okay? So all youth, keep your videos on, and all bhoot, you can turn on your videos, no problem. Because Lord Ramachandra is destroyer of Nishachara, the bhoot. He destroys them. So very soon all of you will be hunted down by Ram Leela and you will all be turning on your videos. That's what will happen. So these Ramchandra teaches in his youth period, he teaches all of us to practice dharma, to practice our occupation. And number two, he teaches all of us to associate, take higher association of people better than us, take their association and enrich your life, grow in your life. These are the two things that Lord Ramachandra teaches in his youth to all of us, right? So Lord Ramachandra associated with many sages. Now, if you see, I am also wearing the attire of a modern sage. Yes, sage in Kali Yuga. So Lord Ramachandra associated with many sages to learn and grow in his youth. The first sage was Vasishtha, who taught him the Samhitas. Then he learned from Vishwamitra the intricacies of martial arts and archery. He learned from Bharadwaj Muni about Brahmanyak and Aranyak, how to stay in the cities and how to live in the forests. Then he went on to Atri Muni. And from Atri Muni, he learned finer details of how to make houses and how exactly to practice dharma in the forest. Then from Agastya Muni, he learned a very special mantra to kill the demons and enemies called Aditya Hridayam. So especially in South India, when he was down in South, that time Agastya had a prominent role to play. Atri in the Deccan, in the central India, Bharadwaj Muni when he was entering to the forest and coming back to the city that time. And he also did meet Valmiki Muni also. Valmiki. And from Valmiki Muni, you know what he heard? From Valmiki Muni, he heard the glories of chanting of the names of Ram. So many of them would teach Ram about Ram. So once when he was interacting with Agastya Rishi, That time, Ramchandra learned about his devotee Hanuman, and Ram every time would turn on his video. That means he would be very attentive whenever he would be learning about Hanuman. So now we are going to be learning about Hanuman as told by Agastya to Rama, and we'll be reading it. So I have about a dozen para we'll be reading and we'll be discussing. And Krishna willing, we'll try to complete today this Leela. Who would like to go first for reading? Okay, we'll have first Mihika and then second after Mihika. We'll always decide the person who's going to read next. Okay, we'll have Divya after that. So Mihika, you take the first paragraph. Yeah, please read. I hope you're able to see.
Yes, Prabhuji. There lived on Mount Sumeru a powerful Vanara leader named Keshari. His wife Anjana was beautiful beyond compare. One day Vayu, the wind god, saw her standing alone and he desired union with her. After uniting with her in his mystical yoga form, she conceived a child who was named Hanuman. He cried out in hunger, and Anjana placed him down and some reeds and down amid some reeds while she went to collect forest fruits. Hanuman looked up from where he lay and saw the sun. Thinking it would be a large fruit, he sprang upwards with outstretched hands. Gifted with the power of his divine father, he soared through the heavens toward the sun. Vayu went with him, covering him with a cool breeze so that he would not be burned by the sun. The sun god also withheld his blazing rays as he understood that Hanuman was a great servant of Vishnu who would later assist him on earth.
Great, great, great.
As as
So
Hanuman,
Hanuman, we'll have a discussion after every paragraph, and then you can start reading the next one. Is it all right? I hope that works. So what did we learn? Any quick points from this? Very quick. You can all raise your hands and we quickly answer. Please, anybody? Something to share? Something that struck you? Something that you liked? Something that amazed you? Yeah, Mehika.
Prabhuji, like something that was a bit like interesting was that Hanuman thought that the sun was a fruit instead of being very hot, so he just went for it.
Yeah, he didn't have a thermometer to measure the temperature of the sun, but definitely he thought that sun was a fruit, and that's what happens in the time when a person is a child. What does a child do? Child picks up everything and puts in the mouth because he thinks everything is a food. Yeah, he thinks everything is a food. You give him the AirPods, you put it in the mouth. You give him the phone, he'll put it in the mouth. You've seen children, and that's how Hanuman precisely was, right? He was a child who thought that the sun is a tasty fruit. It looked very glaring and very tasty. Nice, very good. Anyone else found something interesting? Anybody? Come on, youth, show me some energy. Youth means energy. I guess you're all tired. You're drained out. What did you get? Anybody else? Something interesting? Okay, I'd say Hanuman was born with the mercy and blessings of more than one person. So it was Shiva who blessed Hanuman with his devotional qualities. It was Vayu who carried the blessings of Shiva, and he blessed Hanuman with his physical power, physical abilities of power and strength. Vayu is one of the most powerful demigods, right? So that strength came to Hanuman. And then, of course, Keshari, he himself was a very mighty, strong, religious Vanara. Now, please, we need to understand that this Vanara, these Vanaras are not the kind of monkeys that we find in this world today. How many of you seen monkeys in some zoo or somewhere in the forest area? See monkeys? Monkeys? Yeah. You come to Vrindavan to see monkeys? Vrindavan monkeys? Not yet. Oh, yes. All right. So you find monkeys in this world, but they are not monkeys. They're vanaras. They're another type of species. They are actually a type of human beings who act, whose features are similar to monkeys, but they have qualities of human beings too. They have qualities of both monkeys and human beings. That is why they're called vanaras. Nara means man. Va means is it? Are these men? Va Nara? Yes, Va Nara. Are these men? And that is something that is so peculiar about these creatures. So they are men plus they are monkeys and they fuse together. So they talk. Yes, they talk pure Sanskrit, which you and I cannot understand today. They do talk pure Sanskrit. They talk sense. They talk dharma, and they're quite good people, right? So this Keshari, so he got his form, his bodily form. So Hanuman got the devotion of Shiva. And who is a Shiva devotee of? Anybody knows? Whom does Shiva worship? Yes, Divya?
Prabhuji Ram,
Yes,
Ramji.
exactly. Very wonderful. So Shiva, he says, I chant this particular mantra because once Shiva's wife asked him, Swami, what is it that you do closing the eyes always? I've always seen you only in one pose. Yes, you sit in Sukhasan, closing your eyes. So what are you doing? What is it that you do? And that time, Shiva said, Shri Rama Rama Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasranama Tattulyam Rama Nama Varanane. Yes. So he said that I keep chanting the names of Ram. Shri Rama 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 Iti Rame Rame Manorame. Hey Devi, I am completely mesmerized and enchanted by this chanting of Ram, whose one name is equal to 1,000 names of Vishnu or Narayan. So how amazing is this one name Ram? So he keeps chanting. So he gave his devotion. He gave his process of chanting to Hanuman. Vayu gave his physical strength. And from whom did Hanuman get his form?
Lord Shiva Prabhuji.
From
His
Keshari's
his
father.
father, Keshari.
Yes, his father Keshari. Okay. All right. So that's when he saw. Then he saw the son. He was a baby. He was hungry. Naturally, babies cry. And he went to collect some fruits. And meanwhile, Hanuman saw that that's the fruit that I want. I want something big. I want something big in life. I cannot settle for something ordinary, right? And Hanuman just took off. He just took off and started moving towards the sun. So this goes to show that he had the powers and ability of the wind. He was able to move with the wind. It was wind who was carrying him. His father, Vayu, was carrying him. And Vayu was also ensuring that Hanuman experiences air conditioning. He was doing the air conditioning and reducing the temperature. How many of you are right now under air conditioning? You are under air conditioning effect. Yes. I'm not. I'm in natural space. So what is air condition ultimately? It's the blowing of wind. Yes, ultimately, if you go to the device, it's the wind that's blowing. So the wind has ability to change the temperature. It has ability to cool. It has ability to heat. Have you all observed? You blow with your mouth, right? You blow with an open mouth. You blow with a small slit. The temperature, you can blow hot air and cold air. How many of you notice that? You blow with a small slit. It's cold air. It's hot air. Correct? Notice that? Yeah. So the different applications of wind. It's very hard to find this reason. Okay. So then he was ensuring, and even the sun was not casting his rays on Hanuman because the sun knew that Hanuman would be doing powerful things for Lord Ram in the future. Okay, I guess it's Divya's turn to read. And who would like to read next after Divya? Anybody? Any volunteers to read after Divya? Please be read. Oh, Krishna. Okay. Krishna, you can remove the blurring. So what happens is I can see whenever you raise your hands. I can see you and not the mountains behind you. Yes, good. For a second, Krishna had become Govardhan Giridhari. He was lifting mountain. Yes, that was Govardhan behind you. Oh, Govardhan doesn't snow. There's Himalaya. Right. Divya.
Yes. As Hanuman went swiftly upwards towards the skies, a demon named Rahu was also approaching the sun with a view to envelop him. It was the day ordained for that demon to swallow the fiery god, thus creating an eclipse. But Hanuman saw him and pushed him aside. Afraid of the mighty Vanara, Rahu sped away towards Indra's abode in the heavens. Going before the deity, he said, O king of the gods, having allotted to me the sun and the moon as my regular food, how is it that you have now given over my share to another? See how another Rahu has appeared in the sky, intent on consuming the sun.
Thank you. Okay. So what is this? How many of you heard this phenomenon of eclipse?
Yes, Prabhuji heard.
Good. What are the types of eclipses?
Solar and lunar.
Very good. There's a solar eclipse and there's a lunar eclipse. As per the modern science, it's slightly different. But if you see the Vedic science says there's a planet, invisible planet called Rahu. You cannot see it, but you can see the effect of Rahu when the Rahu feeds on the sun and the moon. So when the Rahu eats the sun, a portion of sun is called the solar eclipse. And when the Rahu eats the moon, it is called lunar eclipse. Now, as a little portion of history we go to, I'm not going to get into details because that's not much connected to Hanuman. So what happened was there was a Samudra Manthan Leela. How many of you heard of Samudra Manthan Leela? Yes. The churning of the milk ocean. And in that particular Leela, the demons and the demigods, they both churn the milk ocean in order to produce nectar. At last, they produced the nectar, the demons snatched it away. Then Krishna had to take incarnation as Mohini Murti in order to allure the demons in giving the Amrit, the nectar, pot of nectar, and he fed it all to the Devtas. Yes, he fed it all to the Devtas. And this is called the pastime of Amrit Manthan. And all the demigods were drinking. There was one demon who was very smart, over smart. He thought that I can do something very deceptive. So what did he do? He went and sat in between sun and moon and started drinking the nectar. Start drinking the nectar. And that's when sun and moon, both of them observed that this doesn't seem to be a demigod. They asked him for his ID card. Please show your ID. He said, what ID? I don't have any ID. Oh, he doesn't have an ID of demigod. What's our password? He said, I don't know what's the password. Right, this guy is a demon in disguise. So they called Mohini Murti and they reported, this guy is a demon. And that's when Mohini Murti took out the Sudarshan Chakra and chopped off the head of this person, Rahu. He was a person called Rahu. So what happened was Rahu's head and body were separated. And because Rahu's head had drunk the Amrit, the nectar, the head didn't die. And this also proved the efficacy of the Amrit. So Amrit works. The nectar does work because he didn't die. On the other hand, his body, it went away, got separated from him. And that's called Ketu. The body of Rahu is called Ketu. So this Rahu and Ketu got distance apart and they also started revolving around the pole star. And Rahu is trying to catch Ketu and Ketu is going away. So Rahu is trying to find, oh, I need my body back. I need my body. That's how they are revolving 180 degrees. He's trying to find. But Rahu feels hungry. A role of Ketu in chasing Rahu. That's the role of Ketu. Rahu and Ketu will always be diametrically opposite to each other. That's all. So it keeps moving. And it's Rahu. So both are inauspicious. So then Rahu complained to Indra. He said that these two guys have really, they spilled the beans, they exposed me off, and now I'm not getting proper food. So there was a discussion with Indra. And then Indra said, all right, on certain occasions, as per certain calculations, you can eat the sun sometimes and you can eat the moon because these are the guys who are your culprits, right? You can eat them sometimes and you will be satisfied. I'll make such an arrangement. He said, all right, thank you, Indra. Thank you for doing it. And thus, Rahu and Ketu keep moving and Rahu keeps eating sun and moon occasionally. And this time he saw, it was a time of eclipse. That time Hanuman, so he said, there's another Rahu as a competitor. This is not fair. This was not a part of the deal. How can this guy be my competition? How can he be my competitor? Let's find out. I guess now Krishna has to. After Krishna, who will read after Krishna? After Krishna, who's going to read? Okay, we'll have Haridev reading after Krishna. Thank you. Krishna, you can read 2 paragraphs. Okay, go on.
Okay. Indra immediately left his seat and, mounting his celestial elephant, Airavata, he rose up into the heavens. He approached Hanuman, who was streaking through the sky like a blazing meteor. When the Vanara saw the effulgent god nearby, he considered him to be another fruit, and he turned toward him. Indra then released his thunderbolt, which struck Hanuman and caused him to drop back down to earth. The Vanara fell onto a mountain top and lay there apparently dead. Seeing this, Vayu became angry, and he caused all creatures to begin to suffocate, interrupting the flow of vital life in air. Vital life airs in all beings. Vayu created a great disturbance in the universe.
Okay, thank you, Krishna. What just happened? Yes.
Indra struck Hanuman with the thunderbolt, and then he fell onto a mountain, and then Vayu got really mad.
Yeah, he got really mad. How can you do this to my son? So I'm going to trouble everybody. Oh, there's a question. Prabhuji, how do you eat the sun and the moon? Isn't that impossible? That's impossible for us, but that's possible for Rahu. See, one man's food is another man's poison, right? There's so many things that the other animals eat, but it's impossible for us to eat. I'm so sorry to quote this example, but a pig, what does a pig eat?
Stool.
Anyone knows? Yes, it
Yes,
is
Prabhuji,
stool.
stool.
Can we eat stool? Yucks. We can't. We can never even think of it. Correct? So that is one man's food. No, that's creature's food. Is we can't even imagine, having stool on plate and eating it. No. Not okay. That's with graphics and pictures of Manu. Interesting one. That's the food. A scoop of poop is a food for the for the hog, for the pig. But we can't eat that, right? So that's impossible for a man, but that's possible for a pig. So we see this even in this world. Why it's not impossible? Why is it impossible? It's possible. Okay. So we have Haridev, and who reads after Haridev? Anybody? That's what Krishna. It has chemicals that's bad for human being, but not for Rahu. Yeah. Okay, Haridev. After Haridev, can Manu read? Manu Dave, can you read?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Haridev, go on. You can also read 2 paragraphs. Go on. You got to unmute and read. Can any of you hear what he's trying to say?
He said he can't unmute.
Prabhuji, there
it's
is
not
no lock.
letting.
Either there is no lock, beta. You can unmute yourself. I don't know
No,
why.
I've clicked ask to unmute.
Okay.
Let's see if he's able to unmute. Haridev, I have let you unmute.
Hello.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Go on.
Okay. Why are I am reading. Indra and all the other gods quickly approached Vayu, who stood by the fallen Hanuman, and prayed to him to desist from causing so much suffering. Brahma also appeared there and asked Vayu what was the cause of this action, and Vayu replied that it is on account of my son being slain. See now how that innocent child lays here motionless, struck down by Indra's terrible thunderbolts. Brahma then reached out and ran his hand over to Hanuman. Then the Vanara immediately sat up and looked around. The relieved Vayu again began to move in the bodies of living creatures, and Brahma said, "Listen, O gods, as I tell you about this Vanara, he will accomplish a purpose on earth and become the famous servant of Vishnu. You should therefore all grant him boons."
Okay. Very simple. What happens here is we find here that Hanuman is revived. Yes, he's revived back. The demigods are really powerful, especially Brahma. Was really powerful. He just reached out his hand and he revived Hanuman and rejuvenated him completely. And now he's ordering everybody. Brahma is the leader. He's the leader of all the demigods. In fact, he's the leader of demons also. Brahma is one person who is respected by everybody in this whole universe. Because everyone knows Brahma is our forefather. Yes, Brahma is the one who is created. So none of them ever believed in any other theory previously. Nowadays, there are different theories. You ask people, okay, what's the origin of life? People say that, oh, we all come from Big Bang. Yes. Or some of them say, oh, we have all come from, what do you call it? We come from different, we come from amoeba. Yes, unicellular organisms. And some people say we all came from apes. You find here there are apes and human beings. So different theories of people come from different places. But originally, we all have come from Brahma. He's the forefather of everybody. And where has Brahma come from? He has come from the lotus of
Lord Vishnu. Vishnu.
Yes, exactly. Garbhodakshai Vishnu. That is a place of residence of Brahma. So this was something that everybody is aware of. Correct? Everybody. And that is why this is one of the reasons why every living entities extend their cooperation towards Brahma, because he is everybody's forefather. Yes. So we should all root out this theory, Darwin's theory, Big Bang theory. These are all the backbones of atheism in today's modern times. Yes. They say, okay, everything was born with it. But who created amoeba? People say there was amoeba, and from there cell division took place, multicellular organism. But who created? Even if that was true. Yes.
Vishnu.
Yeah,
Vishnu.
even if it is true. So ultimately, okay, now people say there's Big Bang, and because of Big Bang, there were many, many universes created. But who created the bang? Who caused the bang? There has to be a person behind any phenomena. There has to be a person behind any kind of activity. Right? So it is not Big Bang, it's actually Big Brain. That's the truth. It's not Big Bang, it's Big Brain. Okay. So let us see what are the different blessings which everybody gives. Yeah, go on, please. I'll show you. Keep reading. I'll tell you when to stop. Go on, please.
Okay. Hello.
There are two devices, multiple devices coming together. This kind of sound gets created.
Okay. Which chapter? Like which paragraph?
This one, please to hear.
From please to hear to
Yeah, go on. I'll let you know.
Pleased to hear Brahma's words, Indra took off his garland and placed it around Hanuman's neck, saying, "From this day he shall be invulnerable to my thunderbolts." The sun god then said, "I shall bestow upon him 100th part of my brilliance. Also, when he begins to study the scriptures, I shall enable him to quickly learn all aspects of knowledge. No one shall exceed him in spiritual understanding." Scriptural.
Go on.
Yamaraja granted him invulnerability to his rod and freedom from ailment. Kuvera also blessed him that he would remain unwearied in battle. Shiva said, "He shall be immune to my weapons and from death at my hands." Vishvakarma added This Vanara shall be invulnerable to all celestial weapons forged by me, and he shall be long-lived.
Go on.
Finally, Brahma said, O wind god, your son shall be invincible in battle. He will prove the terror of his foes and the shelter of his friends. This jewel among monkeys shall be able to change his form at will and go wherever he pleases at any speed he likes. No Brahmin's curse will be able to kill him. His movements shall be unimpeded, and he will become glorious. In war, he will accomplish tremendous feats which will make one's hair stand on end, thus causing the destruction of Ravana and the pleasure of Rama.
Thank you. So what we understand from this is very essential that as we go on in life, it's very important to collect blessings of everybody. And each and every person can give different varieties of blessings to us. So our life, our journey has to be a journey where we keep collecting blessings from everyone and everywhere. And of course, Hanuman here got blessings because of his connection to Vayu. But it's very important for all of us to get blessings. How do you get blessings of someone? Blessings, good wishes. How do you get it? Yeah, Divya?
If you try to serve them and
Exactly.
listen
Very
to
good.
listen to their instructions.
By humble service attitude, by obedience. Very good, Mihika.
Prabhuji, I was going to say obedience and also like be very, like when you're expressing, like be very serious with what you're doing.
Okay. Yes. Be serious in the task that is assigned to you, in the activity that is given to you. Very good. And also number 3, asking. When you ask, when you request, you pray for it. And this should be our life. Hanuman went on to become a legendary personality who could render great service because of the different blessings. So what should we do? We should try to be in the association of great devotees of Lord and listen to them, serve their instructions. And by such kind of association, by such hearing, by such service, we will definitely be blessed to do very wonderful things in our life, both materially and spiritually. In both ways, we'll have a very glorious life. That's what we hear. Anyone knows, just a quick question. Who is the teacher of Sun God? Sun God promised to teach him, right? To educate Hanuman. Who is the teacher of Sun God?
Vishnu.
Yes, Krishna. Imam vivasvate yogam broktavan aham avyayam. Vivaswan manaviprava manu ikshvaka vibravit. So Krishna is the teacher of the Sun God, Vivaswan. So Hanuman is getting the direct lessons that Krishna taught to Sun God. So Hanuman got the same lessons. Very nice. Okay. Yeah, Divya, you had something to ask?
Yes, Prabhuji, the shloka which you quoted, that was PG 4.1.
Yes, you're right. BG 4.1. Perfect.
Yes, okay, thank you.
Even though Brahma was not necessarily a form that Vishnu, a form of Vishnu, is he still known as Avatar? Yes, he is known as the Rajasika Guna Avatar. He contains the positive potency of creation, the passion. So even Shiva contains the positive potency of Tamogun. That's why he's Tamasika Guna Avatar. He is a Guna Avatar. He's a Jiva, like all of us. He's a living entity, but he has the potency of passion with him to create. Right? So he's called Rajasika Guna Avatar. You're right.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, let's see what happened after blessings. Who would like to read? Anyone eager? Excited? Please go ahead. Yes, Hari Das Anudas.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Go on. Please go on.
After this, the gods departed, and Vayu took Hanuman back to his mother. He began to grow up like a god. overflowing with the exaltation of his own power, and being possessed of the mischievous nature of monkeys. He started creating trouble for the rishis in the forest. Knowing that they could not harm him, he would playfully throw about and break their sacrificial ladles and vessels, and tear to shreds the piles of soft bark they kept for making garments. Despite the efforts of his mother and father to check him, Hanuman continued with his pranks and went on harassing the ascetics. Eventually, the rishis, not wanting to harm the playful young Vanara, found a way to stop him. Touching sacred water, their leader uttered an imprecation. As this one makes trouble for us, depending upon this celestial strength, he shall forget his own power. Only when someone reminds him again by reciting his glories will he recall his strength.
Thank you. Okay, so we need to understand one thing. If we ever misuse our power, then we lose it. We don't use it, you lose it. We misuse it, we forget it. Correct? So never ever misuse your power, ability. Of course, Hanuman was a very small child. He was very innocently playing around with his power. So great power, with great power comes great responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. So if you're misusing your power, right? You're misusing our power to trouble saints, devotees, or anybody for that matter, anyone who's superior. I told about 3 types of superior, right? Jnana Vriddha, Shila Vriddha, and Vayo Vriddha. We are doing that. Then your powers will become ineffective. That's what we observe from this. So we have to be very careful not to misuse your power. Correct? Even if it is done in a very in a way to play about. That should not be done. So power should be constructively used. Okay. Is my voice low?
No, Prabhuji,
Hare
it's
Krishna.
right.
Okay, I increased. It was low. I increased it. Thank you. One of the devotees prompted me in the DM. Next time, anytime it's low, just tell me immediately, because what happens is automatically sometimes the voice gets adjusted. Okay, so we saw here. But anyway, there was one of the blessings that none of the Brahmanas would ever able to kill Hanuman through their curse, but they were able to make him forget his power. And later on, somebody great is going to remind Hanuman of his strength. Who reminded Hanuman of his strength? Anyone knows?
Yes, Prabhuji, Jamvant.
Yes, Jambavant.
Jamvant.
Jamvant. Jamvant was a great guy. Jamvant was born. He was born of the yawning of Brahma. Yes, when Brahma yawned, that time Jamvant was born. So he was not a very ordinary person. He was a great soul. He was very, very senior devotee. That's what we call, right? We call senior devotee. So Jamvant knew everything. He has been living since the time of Brahma. So Brahma yawned for the first time. What had happened was Madhu and Kaitaba. Madhu represents ignorance and Kaitaba represents passion. So they had stolen the Vedas from Brahma. And there was a lot of lethargy in Brahma. Normally you'll find Brahma and like the sages, they don't have lethargy. So there was lethargy and he yawned. So when he yawned, that time Jamvant was born. So since that time he has been there. And Jamvant has taken part in many Ramayans. You cannot count. This is not his first Ram Leela. He knows everything. He knows all Leela what's going to happen. He knows, he even knows who is where is Sita, where Ravana has taken her, where exactly is kept. Everything he knows. Why? Because he has taken part in multiple Ramayans. But you need to see his greatness. He kept part. Usually when we know something, right, we want to quickly tell, I know this, I'll tell you. But no, Jamvant is known for his patience and wisdom. He only speaks up when it is required. So he had taken part in many, many, many Ramayans. Right? So such a personality is Jamvant. He reminds Hanuman of his power. Say, Hanuman, I know. In last Ramayana, you did very, very wonderful things. You can do it. So that was Jamwant. He helps him get back his strength. So always have people like Jamwant. Jamwant is a mentor. There will be times when we go down. There will be times when we give in to wrong things. There will be times when we are at our low. And that's the time we need to be surrounded by Jamwant like people, mentors, guides, coaches, gurus, who help us to get back on track. It's required. And we'll be able to maintain these mentors in our life only when we are obedient to them. Mentors like obedient mentees, right? So we should have such people in our life who are a great blessing, who will help us to come back. Last paragraph for today. Yes, anybody who is eager, enthusiastic, please go ahead and complete it.
Can I read? I have a question.
Yes.
So even though Hanuman was protected from getting curses from the sages and ascetics, wouldn't he at least get like sins from what he did?
Oh, sins. What are actually sins? Sins are deliberate disobedience of God's Lord's laws or God's law. Hanuman was playfully pranking, which was quite suitable for his age. Of course, because he was powerful and mighty, the pranks they seemed destructive, apparently. But actually, he was a small child pranking. And even if you see, a child is not punished for any deeds that he's doing. Neither is he punished by governmental laws, nor a small child. A child was supposed in infancy, in his very initial stages. Hanuman was very young when he was doing it. He just grew to the size of gods because he was empowered by the demigods. Yes. This is what happens to you when you're not powerful. When you're young, you're not mature, but you're given a lot of powers.
Okay.
Yes.
So he didn't exactly get like sins for what he did?
Absolutely not.
Can I read the last paragraph?
You should. Go ahead.
Bewildered by that curse, Hanuman forgot about his might and began acting like an ordinary Vanada. He formed a strong friendship with Sugriva, going with him into exile when he was banished by Vali. He finally again remembered his power when Jambavan reminded him at the time of searching for Sita.
Haribol. Thank you. So another thing, how did Hanuman become a minister of Sugriv? Sugriv is one of the sons of Surya. Yes, the demigod Surya. Sugriv is his potency. And the potency of Indra is Vali. The potency of Vayu is Hanuman. All the demigods, they take part in Ram Leela and Krishna Leela. They all come to take part. So Hanuman took education from Vivaswan, Shiva. And then as Guru Dakshina, Shiva asks him to become the minister of Sugriv, who is in trouble. And that's when Hanuman happens to be. It's a long story. I just cut it short because of lack of time. Okay. So let's close here. Now, I would like to hear very quickly some kind of a realization, some lessons, something that you liked, something that you're taking back home with all of you. If you could share, I'll be very happy. Anybody? In no order. Just, yes, Divya. Keep raising your hands and I'll keep prompting you.
Yes, Prabhuji, you said that we should always have a mentor around us so that they can guide us and enlighten us when we are on our lows. And
Very good. You have a mentor?
Yes, I have my Guru Maharaj.
Very good. Very good. So please take advantage of that fortunate situation. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Yes,
Thank
Mihika?
Prabhuji, I like the point that you said that we should always like listen very attentively with being very humble to three like elders like who are like older in age and also like very high in spiritual knowledge. So we should like always listen with humbleness and be serious.
Thank you. You captured a very vital point. Associate, learn, and grow. Enrich your life. Yes, Haridas Anudas. Is that your name?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Amazing name. Yes.
You said a sentence that if you have powers, you use it, but if you misuse it, you forget it, like Hanuman. So
You lose it.
if you are
Correct.
small, you're immature, and you have lot of powers, you should conserve it and wait for the right time.
Exactly. Amazing. Amazing point. Haridas Anudas. Very good. Meenakshi Mohini Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam.
Hare
Prabhuji, I had a question. So you said about the mentor. Is it important to have mentor like physically in the same area where we are, or is it okay to have it, like in some other city, or like,
Okay.
or is it like also another thing is should we just have a single mentor, or like with the mentor you mean like Diksha, Shiksha Guru?
Exactly. So I'll tell you, mentor is a person who coaches us in some aspects of life, right? So if you're learning skills, if you're learning knowledge, the mentors can be remote. Three things we always learn: knowledge, skills, and values. So if you're learning knowledge, we're getting knowledge, we're learning skills, the mentor can be many, and definitely the mentor can be remote. There's no problem. But when we're learning values, it's always best to have a mentor beside us, near us, who will be watching us, will be regularly taking reports. So value-based mentorship should be done not remotely, it should be done physically. But if you're getting a mentor for gaining knowledge, Krishna conscious knowledge, spiritual knowledge, for gaining skills, certain skills can be gained online, certain skills need to be offline. Again, that also depends. So definitely, and we can have multiple mentors provided they are not clashing in their subjects. Just like even in schools and colleges, we have different teachers for different subjects, right? So every mentor would be expert at one particular aspect of knowledge, skills, and values in Krishna consciousness. So we can take the advantage of that mentor in that particular fashion. Is it all right?
Sure, Prabhuji. Thank you
We'll
so
take
much.
the last point from Divya and we will conclude for today.
Actually, Prabhuji, that I don't have a point to make, but I wanted to tell you, like you asked me that do I have a mentor? Like my Guru Maharaj is not physically here; he has disappeared from this planet. So I would like to say that if we follow his instructions and like virtually, if we are connected with like senior Vaishnavas and like that, is that also like if we have his Vani association, like physically, if
Definitely.
you're not associated, then
No
that is
problem.
okay.
That is
Like
okay.
physically, I don't have any association.
Try to have some mature Vaishnava, even physically in our life. But at the same time, because what happens in initial stages, when we are very young and raw, that time we need more physical association. But when somebody has become stable, inspired, and matured already, then even virtual association is fine after gaining some stability. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you so much. I rest here.
Harilala Prabhuji.
Thank you, Sanatan Prabhuji. Very nice episode that you have taken from
Thank
Ramayana.
you.
You educate the
Thank
kids
you.
Thank
and
you.
they listen very carefully, and they had you can see from the questions that they have asked and the realization they have expressed to you, you can see that they are very eager to learn all these things, and you have a very fantastic, wonderful way of presenting the episode from Ramayana. Prabhuji, thank you so much, and we request that time to time, please come to the Parasade Foundation and give us your valuable knowledge to our kids. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
There's a hand raised by Manu Daveji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji Dhanvat Pranam.
Yes.
So Prabhuji, there will be devotees from Boston, Toronto, and Harrisburg, which is near Philadelphia, next week. I'm
Oh,
sorry, I could
amazing.
not coordinate. There was heavy snow here, so people are probably sleeping early. It's late night here.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for a very, very nice session, Prabhuji. And we are means request in front of you, Prabhuji. Please timely come to Parthsarthi Youth Forum. So your association will get by here youth, Prabhuji, and they will become nice devotee might be in future, Prabhuji. So we are requesting in front of you.
There's
Please.
no doubt. There's no doubt they'll become wonderful devotees because you are
Yeah, less
consistently following this.
very less youth come today's. Might be it's a holiday time or they are it's a very cold weather also some east coasts, so might be it's not complaining from next time when you come, Prabhuji. I will try my best.
I understand the practicalities. It's completely okay. We will definitely, I'll need a discussion on timing. I wish to be a part of this forum at least month you have desired, month
Yes.
or once in 2 months. But
Yes.
this timing is quite a challenge for me also. We'll discuss. I'll tell you because my
Yes.
Bhakti Shastri classes are going to start. I'm going to take one batch.
Yes,
And they've
Prabhuji.
opted for this time.
Yeah,
So we'll
it's
discuss
happening
definitely.
first
We'll try
week
to
of
find a
the month.
midway.
Yes, Prabhuji.
I will try
Definitely.
to find a midway.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so
And
much.
thank you so much for all the wonderful comments that have come from Nidhi, Mataji, Haridev, Amit Prabhu, Manu Mataji. Thank you for your beautiful comments. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Shall we wind up our call here? Thank you, Prabhuji. One
Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Sanatan Dharma Pr ki jai. Thank you so much. Amazing.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Again, Hare Krishna.
Thank you.